Invasion 2011. Cramming down my last little bit of food because in 6 minutes we're going to invade Tom and Dana Nelson. Incredible story. Okay, here we go. I hope we have the right house. I'm not 100% sure. Alright, let's get back in the car. So this is what you call invasion gone wrong. Tom and Dana thought that Doug and Ruth were going to come over and deliver some dessert. They were going to hang out, have a good time. We were going to show up. We knocked on the door. Nobody was there. I get a call from Doug Sepp. He goes, hey, listen, I know why Tom and Dana weren't there. He said they just showed up at our house with dessert. So here we are at Doug and Ruth's. Tom and Dana already know that we were going to invade them, so let's go in anyway. Here we are.
Amazing. Hello.
We'll get you one way or another.
I don't believe that.
It began about 13 years ago, 1997. Tom was working in Steamboat. We were living in Grand Junction, and he'd travel to Steamboat on Monday and come home on Friday. And the kids and I would be home. The kids were 5, 7, and 9. And I woke up one morning and somebody wanted directions to our house, and I couldn't tell them, and that's when we realized something was wrong. And so went to the hospital, and they did an MRI, and I was told that I had, it's called an arterial venous malformation, and that it was very rare. And at the time we were between insurance, so we weren't exactly welcome at the hospital.
Nobody wanted to help you out. What share with everybody, what'd you guys end up doing?
Ultimately, I did get on Social Security, and they wanted me to have the surgery in Denver. I received a packet in the mail from Tom's sister, and it was about this thick, and she had done her research, and she found the doctor at Stanford University who had done 800 procedures, and you know, it was wonderful what she did, the time she must have taken. And but we couldn't go there because it was not in Colorado. So we were just making phone calls left and right. There was a woman I called one day, and she said, you know, I'm just sick and tired of you indigents calling us. And I just hung up and burst into tears. But anyways, we got a hold of a man. His name was Odell Pickett, hard name to forget. And he said, you know, you can just you relocate to California.
You had the surgery in California, and you guys moved back to Colorado and declared bankruptcy, right? Just all the bills, I'm sure just tons of them. And then you're quitting work, moving to take care of Dana. And then you guys ended up moving to Steamboat.
The seizures were coming often, you know.
Pretty severe.
Yeah, the violent seizures. As time wore on, we began to realize that my memory had been affected.
Memory loss has got to be good in some cases. Like when Tom
yeah, it comes in handy.
Yeah, Tom asked you to do something. What? I don't remember that.
I would never do such a thing.
No, I'm sure you wouldn't.
Tom was traveling back and forth from Junction to Steamboat. You know, he'd leave on Mondays and come back on Fridays. And Fortunately, I only have my seizures in my sleep, but it is dangerous to be in there seizing. So my daughter, who was 8 years old at the time, would sleep with me. And she'd call Tom if I was seizing, or just be there for me, because after I seize, I'm totally oblivious. And then I just go back to sleep, and you don't want to have multiple seizures. But she was absolutely amazing, and just a real godsend.
You guys just eventually just came to the end of your rope.
Yeah, I would have thoughts of suicide. I mean, it was horrible. And as I said, I started realizing how bad my memory was. It was my middle/long-term memory that was affected. And now I cannot remember my kids' childhoods. Though I can remember the love and the feelings, and I mean, it really is a blessing. I feared that our bond would be broken or my bond with the kids, because I couldn't go back to the memories with them, and stuff like that. And then we got a call from our nieces in California, and they had not long before become Christians. When they were saying they wanted to come and talk to us about God, and it's like, oh brother, Carrie and Roz came to visit, and one day the three of us, we went to City Market, and we were in the parking lot walking to the store, and along comes this really different looking character. Imagine, it was the first time we'd come across Bible Bill, and he invited us to Uzoa Bible Church. And so we begrudgingly went along with Carrie and Roz to church. When we looked or thought back to when we were young, the few times I went to church, it was a deal where you had to get all dressed up, and I don't know, you felt you had to act a certain way, and it was very intimidating. But Uzoa was just so down to earth. Everybody was so welcoming, so loving, and we had to go back. So many things happened, because not long after we started going there, they found a medication for me that lessened my seizures extremely, but also they are no longer violent seizures. The hope, just having hope again was everything. I can say that for the first year, every service, I just cried through every service, just as the healing began. My memory, now my short-term memory is being affected, and the doctor says it's from the type of seizures that I have. Okay. I never could have stood it or accepted it, but it just seems like each time something changes, the Lord just comes right in and brings me peace. I know for a fact, because of all these struggles and such, I just hear Him so clearly and feel His love, His peace, I can't describe it. It's just feels supernatural. And when I look back at myself before I was a believer, I never could have handled this. Yeah. It's totally okay. And just with God, all things are possible,